So in this video, we're going to take the big step and animate the opening and closing of the treasure chest. So since we moved the pivot point in the last video, I'm going to come in here to modify freeze transformations. So now the pivot point doesn't have any history of being there. So now the pivot point doesn't have any history of being at any other position. It always thinks it was right there, right where the hinge for the top of the chest would be. So in the last video we did set our animation to be 30 frames, and that's what we need. And we need to make sure the pull down menu is in animation mode. So now we're ready to start doing some keyframes. We can do this from kind of any view, but we need to select the top, and we need to set a keyframe at frame 1 and frame 30 that are just how the chest is right now. So with the slider at frame 1, animate, set key, and a little red line on the slider, and the translate, rotate, and scale numbers turn red. Move the slider to 30. Click the S key. Puts a keyframe at frame 30. Okay, so now we have our sort of tie-down keyframes at frame 1 and frame 30. It's, those help. Those are going to get us where we need to go eventually. But until we put the chest in some other position, some other way around, or at least the chest top, we really don't have any animation. So that's what happens next. Now what we need is to rotate the top of the chest. We're going to do that at frame 15. So now it's kind of critical that we grab the right loop on this rotation tool here. We can get this wrong pretty easily. So if you grab the complete outer loop, it sort of looks right, but it's actually just rotating relative to looking straight on from where we are. So that's not right. You can come over here, you think you have it right, but now, no, that's rotating in some other strange direction. So we'll Z that out. Okay, and there we go. We've got that correct axis. It is the Z axis. If you look over here, the Z rotation is the one that's changing. We just come in and set that as a number. I'm going to set it at 90. And so that looks good. So now we need a keyframe for this rotation, so it'll actually be part of the animation. We need to do this a couple different ways. So I'm just going to do animate, set key. There it is. Looks good. And let's click off the tool. Let's rotate this around to a little better perspective view. Dolly it down. And let's run it. And there we go. Now if you look at the slider, it's going back and forth in oscillation mode. Well, for this it doesn't really matter, but we can stop it. And let's change that. Right click and choose playback looping continuous. And run it again. And now it looks the same, but if you look at the slider, if you look at the active frame, it's doing what we expect. And we can scrub along to look at this. Okay, there it is, all animated. So we'll come up and save scene, get our little message, and we're done for now.